So thanks everybody who's attended today's Baton Showcase. I think we've seen some really interesting insights from all of the team. And now I'd like to bring Mohammed and Tucker back onto the stage so that we can ask some questions that have come from the audience. Mohammed and Tucker, welcome back. Thanks for rejoining. I enjoyed your presentations. I'm sure the audience did too, certainly judging by the questions we've had in. They've aroused a lot of interest. What I'd like to do is to read out to you a couple of the questions that have come in. I think this first one is probably for Tucker. Tucker, we've had a question come in regarding Baton's 90-day methodology. I know you've had some direct experience with that. Perhaps you can talk us through that very briefly, if you don't mind.
Well, we hope today's demo was helpful. We understand that the FX settlement process is complex, and settling via Baton is both different and new. Taking the lead from one of our clients, Baton has developed a 90-day methodology for testing out our platform. We envision the first part of that 90-day process is sending in trade activity and watching how it settles on the Baton platform. The second part of that 90-day process will allow the client to compare the Baton settlement process versus their current methodologies. We feel this could be very beneficial for learning the Baton settlement process over the course of the full 90 days.
That's great. Thank you, Tucker. And certainly I was closely involved in certainly, from a secondary perspective, listening to how that 90-day process went with one of our existing customers. It was fascinating to see. So that's really good. Second question, probably also for you, Tucker. We talk about 3-minute settlement cycles. Just want to quickly ask you to validate. Can we really settle in 3 minutes? Is the question that's come from the audience.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. The short answer is yes, absolutely. You can shorten the settlement cycle to 3 minutes. To be clear, when we talk about 3 minutes, we're talking about the time from when your paying currency leaves your funding account to when you receive your secondary currency coming back into that funding account. That process can be shortened to 3 minutes. And what that does is dramatically reduces your overall funding costs. And we feel that 3-minute time frame is much, much shorter than other industry options out there today. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Tucker. Good answer. The next question, maybe Mo, you can take this one. Perhaps one of you, or perhaps Mo, you can explain what happens if one party doesn't or isn't able to send in the funds required for their settlement obligations.
Thanks, Alex. The settlement will not happen, right? There cannot be unintended settlements that will happen. The change of ownership event on the Baton platform is an atomic transaction. So it requires, for PVP transactions, it requires both funds to be present.
Great. Thank you, Mo. Another question maybe for you, Mo, is from the audience asking you about scalability and hardware. Can you sort of touch on that for a second, if you don't mind?
Sure, Alex. The Baton platform is built as a set of microservices which scale independently based on the load that's on the system and the volume of transactions that are going on. The platform itself is hosted as is on Kubernetes cluster. So anywhere we can have virtualization can be deployed on top of that infrastructure.
Great. Very good. Very good. Probably time for one last question, which is, I think the one to ask here is about netting and payment strategies. So again, we refer a lot to the netting and payment strategies that we support. Maybe a final word about each of those, their importance and their relevance. Maybe you'd like to split that between the two of you, one of you on netting and the other of you on payments.
Yeah, sure. Mo, how about I take netting and then throw it over to you for payments? So related to netting, as you saw in today's demo, Baton has the ability to settle either gross or settle net. Baton aims to be as flexible as possible. So if you're looking to settle one transaction gross and the rest of your transactions in a given currency pair net, you have the ability to do that. Mo, over to you for payment strategies.
Sure. In a similar vein, the platform provides a lot of capability in terms of how do you make payments. You can make payments based on thresholds. You can make payments based on frequency, time of the day. You can also have strategies for different counterparties and different asset pairs. So you can have customizations based on all these criteria.
That's great. Very good. Thank you, Mo. Thank you, Taka. Thank you both.